Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I will be showing you my new 20 frame Lyson / Abello honey extractor. Now I thought I'd upgrade this year because I had a 9 frame manual before which was quite clunky and wasn't very smooth, and I decided to go big and get the 20 frame electric one. It was on a very good price recently. It was down from 1400 to 900, I think, something like that, so a big price drop. So I decided to just get this, and hopefully I won't regret it. I'm sure I won't. So what you can see is you've got a control box on the side and you've got 2 lids, and the motor is actually underneath. So the motor is on this yellow part here below, which means that when you open the lids you're not going to hit the motor or anything, so that's good as well. So I've got this wire here, and simply uncoil it from here, and it's screwed into the bottom piece here, and then plug this into your extension lead, and hopefully you can see that it is now plugged in. We do have to turn it on though, so we have to turn it on like that, and you'll see the red light flash up. You can see it flashing there, and that is how it starts. So currently it's in what's sort of a neutral setting, but we can switch it to go both ways on this little switch here, and then we have 10 speeds, and we just click the plus to go up speeds. Stop button here, stop button here. Very safe, very easy to control. So as I was saying, the motor itself is belt driven. So as you can see, hopefully in there is a belt in there with a motor, and that box there covers it up. And I quite like that feature because on most extractors you have a motor up here, and it means that you can never open the lid properly, whereas this one you can. Whereas normally the motor would be sort of bulky and sort of covering up this bit, but you can actually lift up the lid as well. You get your instruction manual all in Polish, but I think there's an English section as well. You also get 3 anti-vibration pads. So currently, as you can see, it's screwed onto the pallet, but if you will do it on a kitchen floor or something, then these pads go under the feet and they hold it very still. So this side is screwed shut for some reason. I don't know why, but I guess you can unscrew this and open this side as well. They both have hinges, but you really only need one side to be undone. You don't really need 2. This is all acid proof stainless steel as well, so it's very resistant to corrosion basically. And you've got the Lyson name here, and nice and solid as well. You've got nice solid legs, and you've got supports here as well, which is important because the extractor can actually sort of wobble around a bit while you're spinning out the honey. So I just showed you a closer look at all the little different features, and now it's time to turn it on and see how it runs. So you've got your simple on-off switch here on the side, so hopefully you can see that here. Just click that, so it's on currently, and let's pull a little bit closer, get it running. So as you can see, we've got this big clunky control box on the side. You can actually remove this as well. So if you want to hang this on a wall and you didn't want to hit it, then you can undo this and put this somewhere else. So that's good as well. You also, I didn't mention before, but you also put your oil, a little bit of oil in this hole here to keep it spinning, because when I first turned it on it was squeaking loads and it wasn't very good, but the oil fixed that really well. So as I said, you have a switch on the side here, and that basically controls the direction. So you can get it to spin one way or you can get it to spin the other way. So spin it this way now, and it takes a second to realise it. Ah yeah, it was on stop. So obviously you've got to put this up, so to stop this you just push it down, but then you have to twist it up to get it to go on. So now that's on, we'll just click start, and as you can see, we'll move these things. As you can see, it's going quite slowly now, And a good safety feature with this is, you see this wire here, this is actually going so that when you open this, it cuts out. So it pushes down on that button here. So if I was to push that down there, this pushes this down. So when this is pushed here, I don't know if you heard the click, but that pushes it down, and that means that it cannot start if this is open unless you somehow disable it. But anyway, so we click the simple plus button here to get it up. So you can see that it's spinning, and this fits 20 frames. It fits various sizes, so it fits like National, Langstroth, and etc, etc. And you simply put the frame in here, and the frame sits here, and you have this support here as well, which is good because that holds the bottom of the frame from twisting around. So very nice stainless steel, and shut this and we'll test it with a bit more speed. So that's 2, 3. I'll show you each speed as it comes. 4. Going a little bit faster still. It takes a second to build up. We've got 5, 6, 7, 8. And what I want to point out here, as you can see, it's going quite fast now. But what I wanted to point out is that the motion is really, really smooth, and you can see the extractor, a lot of extractors wobble really badly when you go up to higher speeds. As you can see, it's moving a bit, but when that's full of honey at the bottom, that will really help weigh it down and stabilizing it. But compared to some, that's pretty good, I thought. Some of them go like that. So that's 9 now. And as you can see, it sort of equalizes out, so now it's stopped moving. But that is going pretty fast. As you can see, that's going that direction. And then we got 10. And that is the highest speed there is. You won't ever really need to use 10. But as you can see, it's actually wobbling less now we're going faster. It's equalized it out, it's made it go better. So we can click stop here, and you can see it. What I like about it is it keeps spinning for a while to lower the speed, and then it cuts it out completely, and then it stops, so it doesn't damage the belt or the motor underneath. So now we can try it the other direction. So that's our center slot. That means it's not moving at all. But if we put it down, we can spin the other way. So now you can see it spinning clockwise rather than anti-clockwise, and that's just in case you had a few frames that were not fully empty on one side and you wanted to spin them out a bit more. Now this is a radial extractor, which means theoretically it spins out both sides of the frame at the same time. So you put in 20 frames, you spin it one direction for a set number of minutes, and then it spins out all the frames at that point. But it doesn't always get it all out of that one side, so you can actually spin it the other direction as well, which is useful. So as you can see, it's a very useful little control box here, and what it means is that you can put it up to 3 or 4, and then that can start to spin out the honey. Then you can go off and uncap your next 20 frames, and then it will be spun out, and as you're doing the uncapping of the frames, you might just increase the speed as more honey leaves it. So I would advise increasing the speed as the honey leaves the cell, because you want to get those last bits out, and you don't want to go too fast too soon, because you'll get the extractor to wobble around. So you want the frames to empty out, and you want the honey to settle at the bottom to stabilize it before you go too fast. So that's my advice, and then you could go up to 7 just to get the rest of it. I'm never going to use 9 or 10, very rarely on this, because I just don't think you need to. And then yeah, so this is 7. So this means the advantage of an electric extractor means that you can go off, do something else, and you don't have to worry about spinning it manually. It's really hard work manually, but you don't have to worry about that, and you can just go off start doing another job. There is a lot of cleaning up to do when you're extracting honey, and sometimes it's a bit overwhelming when you've got to spin the extractor, clean up, uncap, and especially if you're doing it all by yourself, then that can be bad as well. And as you can see, this is just going to cut out now. That's an emergency stop. You don't really need to use that unless of an emergency, hence the name. So there is one last feature that I forgot to mention, and this is this wire here. Now these are actually for if you wanted to use a car battery or a battery like that. You can see you've got your positive and your negative, and you would just cut that off and you could use it in the AP. The advantage of using the little battery powered wires is that if you were in an apiary really hard to get to and you didn't want to bother casting your supers back and forth, you could set up a tent in your apiary or have a little shed, and then you can just extract your honey, put the supers back on straight away, and you don't have to make a big mess going back to your house or whatever, wherever you extract it, and it's just much easier. And that's probably something I might try, although my bees are quite close to where we are, so possibly not, but it's a cool feature nonetheless, and I thought it was good of them to add that in, especially for people with bees in a far-flung field way away from where they are. So that is about it for this video. I mean, that's the basic features. Just to recap, we've got a battery powered wire here where you can clip it onto a battery. You've got your anti-vibration pads. I'd advise keeping it on a pallet though, just because of stabilisation, but as I said before, when the drum is full of honey, then you could probably get away with having just the vibration pads. You've got your 10 speeds. It's got a very neat little design with the box on the side. You've got your motor underneath, which I thought was cool as well, whereas as I said before, if you put the motor on the top, it's really clunky, you can get honey all over it, and I just thought that was a nice little feature of it being underneath. I think you can take off this box. Yeah, you can. You can take off this box as well if you didn't actually want to have it on the side here. You can just unscrew that. You've got your legs with extra supports, as you can see, and yeah, very nice extractor. This is their mid-range one. You can get a lower range one which has a motor on the top, or you can get a better one which has a slightly thicker drum wall and slightly higher materials, I guess, higher quality, but this one's perfect for what I need. I don't need anything better, and I will post some videos of me using it in the summer. This is just a sort of introductory review. I haven't actually used it, so I don't know, but you know, looking at the box, looking at what it does, it's going to be really good. If you like this video and you like beekeeping content in general, then please hit that subscribe button, as I've got lots more videos like this coming up. I've got advice videos coming up later this year, and I'll show you how to do basic stuff from looking for the queen to making splits and increasing your colony numbers.